John's advance. But he had forgotten one thing: the giant was still alive. This was one of the most epic battles ever seen on screen. With a single episode costing over $10 million to produce, it helped Game of Thrones win the 68th Primetime Emmy Award for Best Drama Series. This legendary clash is known as the Battle of the Bastards. It earned its name because the commanders on both sides were bastards by birth. Jon Snow fought on behalf of House Stark, determined to reclaim Winterfell. His opponent, Ramsay Bolton, commander of House Bolton. Ramsay held every advantage: the support of the major northern houses, the home field terrain, and one devastating bargaining chip, Rickon Stark. When Jon finally saw his long-lost brother again, he couldn't stay calm. Ramsay, ever the sadist, raised his dagger, but instead of killing Rickon right away, he chose to play a twisted game of hunter and prey.
No, you have to run, remember? Those are the rules.
Jon immediately saw through Ramsay's plan. Panicked, he mounted his horse and rode out to meet Rickon. With arrows flying behind him, Rickon had no choice but to run, desperately sprinting toward Jon, each step feeling like a mile. Just as hope appeared within reach, an arrow pierced Rickon's chest. It was a scene that mirrored Jaime charging at Daenerys, but unlike Jaime, Rickon wasn't saved in the final moment. He collapsed in a pool of blood just out of reach of family. Jon, blinded by rage, forgot all tactics. With a roar, he charged straight at the enemy. Ramsay had anticipated this. It was exactly what he wanted. Jon didn't get far before he was shot off his horse in a hail of arrows. Ramsay seized the moment and ordered his cavalry to charge. Jon now stood alone, surrounded. With horsemen thundering toward him, he drew his sword and braced for death. But just before impact, reinforcements crashed in from behind. Davos had launched a counterattack the moment he saw Rickon fall. Knowing Jon would lose control, chaos erupted as both armies clashed. Tormund and the Free Folk joined the fray. Davos, afraid of friendly fire, ordered the archers to stand down. But Ramsay didn't care. He continued launching volleys even if it meant killing his own men. Wave after wave of arrows rained down on the battlefield. Jon fought desperately, swinging his sword without pause. The ground quickly filled with bodies, both men and horses, piling up into a mountain of death. With the remaining army getting crushed, Davos and the last of the archers charged in. Ramsay watched as Jon's forces were whittled down. He knew victory was only a matter of time. Then came his next command: shield wall. Pikes advance. Jon, Tormund, and the giant 1-1 regrouped, only to be surrounded from all sides. A wall of shields closed in, using corpses as a barricade. From behind the shields, spears stabbed forward relentlessly. With each step, Ramsay's troops tightened the noose. The Stark side was now lambs to the slaughter. The Free Folk tried to break out, but were struck down one by one. Not even the giant could break through the wall of spears. That's when Tormund saw their only chance to escape. He yelled, and the men surged toward the mound of corpses. Jon was knocked down in the chaos, trapped beneath the weight of bodies and panic. He struggled to breathe, crushed by fear and flesh. But with sheer willpower, Jon clawed his way back to the surface. At that moment, fighting was impossible. Even breathing was a victory. And then, the horn sounded. The Knights of the Vale had arrived. Blue banners bearing the sigil of the Falcon whipped in the wind. Their cavalry thundered forward, crushing Ramsay's rear lines. Sansa had convinced Littlefinger to bring reinforcements, and it changed everything. With the Vale riders charging in, Ramsay's shield wall was shattered. His pikemen trampled into the mud. Seeing the battle lost, Littlefinger fled with a handful of men back to Winterfell. He hoped to rely on the castle walls and remaining soldiers to hold off Jon's advance. But he had forgotten one thing: the giant was